Today we will be talking about identify your child's emotions. Emotions make us human and they make a relationship humane. It is the emotion that bind the parent-child relationship, making it unique with its characteristic unconditional love and support. The emotional development of a child is so critical to how they're going to function across their lifespan. And yes, there are thoughts about how children may be born with certain temperamental characteristics, some emotions that are very inherent to them. While at the same time, it's a fact that the emotional development keeps on occurring through the lifespan, especially as children are going through their own transitions, going from an infant into toddlerhood, into their early school years, then going into their teenage years. There is always a constant movement that is happening in terms of their emotional development. And their ability to be able to understand, also interpret, gain awareness of what is happening to their own self is also going through its own transitioning. As they get older, they are more likely to be self-aware of what is happening to them. When they're younger, in fact, they need your support the most. That's the stage, that's the age when children will struggle to identify what is happening to them. And as a result, you often tend to see things which are happening in a behavioral way. Sometimes in the form of tantrums, sometimes them withdrawing, getting quiet, sometimes them becoming really excited and throwing things around also. There can be so many different ways in which younger children tend to express their emotions. And it's parents, through their interactions, through the engaging conversations that they keep on having with their child, which help the child to develop the right kind of vocabulary. Because at the end of the day, you want your child to be able to talk about what they're feeling. That's the process of transitioning that your children need to go through. It is going to be their awareness of what is happening to them that will enable them to be able to utilize that understanding to manage themselves better at a later stage in life. We talk about being emotionally intelligent. It involves learning to manage your emotions by understanding what happens to you. It involves learning what happens to others by understanding what happens to you across situations as well, because then you're being able to also place yourself in those situations. And these early years are going to play such a critical role in the development of all of these skills which will come at a much later age. But the building blocks, the foundational pieces are going to be laid throughout the early years. And as a result, as a parent, it's very important that you keep on interacting with your young child in a way that helps them develop the right kind of vocabulary of emotion words, that helps them understand what happens to them in situations, that also helps them understand that two people will not experience things in the same way, that two people will not end up responding to a situation in the same way. And your ability to be able to absorb their responses, their reactions, while facilitating and grooming them towards developing the right kind of approach in a calm, patient, collected manner is going to be so crucial to how they are able to take care of their own selves. As a parent, it's important that you keep on having these interactions and keep on discussing and sharing with them your own experiences as well, because that's also an important aspect through which children learn. A lot of times it can be difficult for you to help your child understand what may be happening to them in the moment. It's important that you go back to that experience later on. Maybe use a story, maybe use some sort of a play activity, but try to communicate with your child about what had happened. Utilizing their own experiences, linking it to these creative ways of developing an understanding will be a good tool in your hands to be able to ensure that you're facilitating the right kind of transition for your child in terms of their emotional growth and development. Their confidence, their ability to be able to navigate situations in the long run is going to depend on having these skills. It's going to be critical to their own functioning across their lifespan to have some of these skills in place for their own selves. So make sure that you're not rejecting of your child's emotional experiences, that you do not get enraged yourself or upset yourself when your child is expressing a difficult emotion. Absorb it, find a way to be able to steer them towards the right way of responding to a situation. Help them develop the understanding, help them ensure that you are going to be able to facilitate the transitioning that they need. That is what is going to enable the raising of a confident child.